Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Storytime Society. I'm your host Jamie, and I'm so happy you're here. I'm so glad you're alive. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. This episode is themed around bridezillas. I know you guys liked this one. I've been trying to do ones that I see that you guys like the most. So bridezilla it is today. Let me know what you're doing right now as you're watching this video. I love to hear all the different scenarios because obviously there's different time zones, there's different countries, there's all different people, and I love it. Okay, so let me know. Let me know if you feel like sharing. Anyways, let's get right into the episode. The title of the first story is Am I Being a Bridezilla by asking my best friend's partner to not propose at my wedding? She said, I have come seeking your advice. I will accept my judgment. I get married in April. We got engaged at Christmas, but in January, my dad was given 5 months max after being taken off chemo for it not working. I will preface this by saying I never wanted the big white wedding. I am not a fan of being the center stage, etc. My best friend, 26 female of 14 plus years, is the polar opposite of me. My partner and I have been super busy with work, so I have allowed my parents to plan the wedding. His parents are out the country on hollybobs, but have had input. My dad wanted a bigger celebration as this will be the last chance that he gets to celebrate. I'm obviously heartbroken and I want to give him exactly what he wants. I chose my bridesmaids and my partner chose his best men and groomsmen. My best friend is one of my bridesmaids and my niece is my other. My bestie from day one of being asked has been finding dresses. Not a problem. I've said all along I just want them to feel comfortable, so to wear what they want. I'm paying. Some of the dresses were questionable, but I honestly didn't have the heart to tell her. Men's suits were all chosen and everyone was happy. A little side note here, my parents have never been a fan of my bestie. They think she's an attention seeker and a bit of a tart. They accepted my choice because they know that I love her to bits. Last week, when we went to see my bestie, she had a baby recently, so I love going to see him. She was saying, I think Paul is going to propose at your wedding, and getting all excited. She kept saying how she wanted it to be the perfect proposal and we have the perfect venue for it. That is true. The venue is stunning. On the way home from seeing her, I was talking to my partner and said that I didn't want him to propose at the wedding, as we were already celebrating a wedding and my beautiful daddy and didn't want to take away from that. I reached out and tried to explain this to my bestie. Her reply, if you're going to be a bridezilla, I don't want to be a part of your rushed wedding. If you can't stand other people getting attention, you're really pathetic and need to get over yourself. Here I will input. Partner and I have been together for 4 years. Her and her partner have been together for 1 year. Not that this is any sort of competition, but here's where I may be the bridezilla asshole. My response is, I'm truly sorry you feel like I'm a bridezilla. I've tried to be accommodating and as free-willed as possible. You've had your choice of dress, shoes, hair, makeup, accessories, which were all paid for by me. And we have accommodated bringing your baby, which of course we would because we love you. You know I don't like major attention, but this is my family, my friends, and they're coming to our wedding. If you're so desperate for the attention on you, perhaps it's best you're not there. I'm sorry that this hasn't worked out. I'm truly heartbroken, but this day needs to be perfect for my dad. Her response, I didn't respond to. Your dad's gonna die. He won't even be here to give a shit. I don't mind losing her over this, but I'm heartbroken and now thinking I may have been a bridezilla. Please help. Huh? Huh? I'm kind of scared she thinks that she's in the wrong in this situation. Like, I'm genuinely so concerned because not only is it stupid, like, unless you have the permission, obviously, that's like a thing. And there are some people who are fine with their best friends getting proposed to, and to each their own. But I mean, I don't love being the center of attention either, but I'd much rather not have that be the case. I don't want someone getting proposed at my wedding. I just don't see how that needs to be a thing. Also, like, I don't know, do it on your own time. Why does it need to be on the day that I paid money for and planned and took a year to plan? Like, what? Also, not her being the best friend, but saying that your dad's gonna die and being like using that as an insult. Your dad's gonna die. He won't even be here to give a shit. Are you kidding me? That's the last I would ever hear of that woman. That's So fucked up. Like, so fucked up. I can't even stress it enough. Okay, there is an update, so let's read it. Am I being a bridezilla by asking my best friend's partner to not propose at my wedding? Update. Thank you to everyone that gave comments, feedback, support, and advice. As I'm sure you all expected, we have an update. He was going to leave her, not propose. So my partner and I reached out to him, asked him to meet in a neutral place. We chose the park near to his house. He agreed to meet us alone. Side note, we live about 2 hours apart since I moved out of my parents and we moved to a different city. I travel most weekends to see my parents. I showed him the messages from the screenshots and he was raging. Paul was so angry at what had been said and then turned to us and said, I actually wanted to leave her, but was waiting until after the wedding as to not ruin the day for you and your dad. We had a long chat. Paul and my partner have a lot in common, and he's always been lush to the both of us. We drove him home and left. Driving the 2 hours home, I felt relieved. I've never felt so stress-free. I had no one to try and please, and who needs an egg-sucking bridesmaid anyway? Paul rang when we got home. They've split up. She tried to deny the messages, but didn't delete them from her phone, so he knew it was true. He told her he was repulsed and was planning on leaving her after she'd been unkind to his mom, who is also ill. Paul wants an amicable split with babies, so we'll possibly getting lawyers involved. My daddy is over the moon. He's heartbroken that I've lost pretty much my only friend, but he's so glad she's gone. He's surviving day to day, and we're giving him the best we can. We took him suit shopping, and he looks absolutely incredible. My mom hasn't gotten her dress yet, but we are having a special girly day out soon, dresses, spa day, and just overall love. Major updates. 1, passwords with vendors. 2, Paul is still coming either alone or with a friend or someone else. He deserves a break. 3, Paul is going to tell her parents, who are massively religious and massively strict and will not tolerate bullies. Okay, I mean, like, hello, this girl's actually insane, and thank God that guy got out, but not to, it kind of sucks that they have a whole kid together, so, like, that's not something that he's gonna be rid of forever. He's gonna have to deal with that girl for so long, and if that's how she truly acts, like, I cannot believe that. I cannot. It's truly so disappointing and scary, to say the very least. Let's read some comments. Okay, the first comment is responding to the friend saying that your dad's gonna die and he won't even give a shit if you're engaged, if they get engaged or not. They said, that response is simply mind-blowing. I can't even think how anyone in any circumstance, let alone a best friend, could even think to say something like that. Same. I could not imagine. My best friend would never say that. That's actually insane. That's actually crazy. Someone said, it always amazes me with these posts just how long it takes some people to realize their friendships are completely one way. How dare you make your wedding day all about you has to be a pretty good sign. I saw the first text from the friend and was like, wait, the story continues after that? You're communicating after that? Really says a lot about what must have been the norm in their friendship for OP to not immediately grind a record scratch halt at her. Best friend speaking to her in such a vile way. And to be not supportive of, like, you, first of all, I would never even think to do that, especially if her dad is literally dying, and, like, the reason that they're having it earlier is so that the dad can experience it. And I would be as, like, easy to deal with as possible if I were her friend, and I'd be like, let me know if you need anything, any help. And I would just try to be so nice and so supportive and so, like, away from it as much as I could so that I could give her space, but, like, as close as she wants me to be, if that makes sense. Like, I would want to be involved as much as she wants me involved, and, like, I would make sure I would just be so, like, accommodating to her and to everything that's happening, because this is crazy. Like, they're obviously trying to base this wedding around her dad, which is completely understandable, as would I. And it's probably just a really stressful to think about the fact that the day is going to come soon where your dad is going to pass away. And it's like, you want him to see one of the biggest days of your life. And you would just never expect someone to even say that. I wouldn't say that to my worst enemy. I would not say that to my worst enemy. So the fact that it's a best friend is even crazier, but whatever. Okay, the next title of the next story is, Am I the asshole for asking a guest to not crochet at my bachelorette party? I'm 28 female, getting married this year, yay, and went on my bachelorette party last weekend. The trip was to a cabin type setting where we all stayed in the same house. I have 3 bridesmaids, but also invited some friends to come along. Part of the group is my brother's girlfriend, 36 female, brother is 38 male, of 5 months who isn't in the wedding party. She wasn't initially invited because I don't know her well and they live on the other state, but my brother asked me to invite her as a favor to him. He said that she's never been invited to a bachelorette and likely never would be. I have no idea why, this is just what he told me, and hoped that she could have this experience. Since people would be paying their own way and the group wasn't large, I figured why not. She seemed nice enough. The problem is that during the weekend, she would insist on crocheting all the time, even during our events and games. When I asked her to participate with us, she said that she took time off for the trip and wanted to make the most out of her vacation by catching up on her crochet projects, and that playing games and hanging out with my friends wasn't fun and she didn't want to waste her days off. All her words, not mine. To be clear, I don't care that she wants to crochet in general. Most of our activities ended after dinner anyways, and we just hang out in the living room. I just asked her to save the crocheting for at night after the activities. My issue is that she was taking her crocheting with us to places like wine tasting, brunch, a museum tour, etc. It was super disrespectful in my eyes because she'd insist on coming yet wouldn't participate in the activity. Honestly, I was bothered that she was crocheting when we were playing bridal games, but at least that was in our living room. The trip's over now, but apparently she was super peeved that I asked to limit her crocheting time, and my brother's been pestering me to apologize to her for ruining her trip. I personally don't feel like I should because she shouldn't have come to the bachelorette party if she didn't want to do bachelorette things. But I also love my brother very much, and I don't want this to come between us. I'm starting to doubt myself because his girlfriend sounds really annoyed with me. Please help. Well, the girl shouldn't have gone in the first place, first of all. And then second of all, no wonder she's not going to be invited to any bachelorette parties. Like, okay, no, I wouldn't want to invite her either. And why does she? I don't really understand the whole point of this, like, of her going, because she clearly didn't want to go. So why is was the brother pushing that on the sister? Just let her stay home. Let her take off her days and let her stay home and crochet. Like, I don't really understand why you would want to pay to go on that, but then never even be included in the activities or like try to participate in any activities. And not only that, but then to go out of your way to say, like, I don't want to waste my vacation. Your vacation, girl. This is my bachelorette. And this is what, like, you were invited because I thought this was something that you wanted to do. Because obviously, if your brother says, like, hey, will you please invite her? That's kind of telling you, like, she wants to come. That's not just saying, like, I don't really understand. That's so silly goose. Silly goose goose. Okay, there's an edit. It says, edit, I wanted to add some details in case it helps because I think some people think I'm being a bridezilla. I don't really understand that. How? How? You're not being a bridezilla. Like, that's rude. I mean, she's being rude. Like, bringing her crochet stuff, and then not only that, but when you say something to her and ask her, like, hey, will you please be involved? She's going to say, I don't want to waste my time. Like, huh? I don't like doing these things. I don't want to hang out with your friends. It's not fun. Okay, bye then. Okay, one, she was crocheting a throw blanket about the width of my entire arm span. That's what she was carrying with her to dinner, museums, wineries, etc. It wasn't some small thing the size of my palm. She also had the materials for the blanket with her, about 5 balls of yarn. I'm not sure what you'd call it, but each ball was about the size of a cantaloupe. 2, we gave her the option to stay home. I told her I wouldn't be offended if this trip wasn't her style, and she wanted to spend it crocheting, but she insisted on coming out with us to every single event. 3, even though my brother asked me to bring her, she admitted to me that she wanted to come and that she had asked my brother to ask me. 4, she doesn't have social anxiety. She just thought our activities were boring and a waste of her time. I mentioned this in another comment, but I overheard her calling my party a basic bitch bachelorette, but I didn't want to confront her because I didn't want to cause drama. 5, my biggest issue isn't that she wasn't giving me attention. Please, I'm a grown adult and already thankful for the friends giving me love and joy during the weekend. I just thought it was super rude to crochet such a big project during group activities. She literally brought her blanket to a museum and crocheted during a private tour. Yes, I agree. Girl, I agreed before this edit even came about because why are people saying that you are being a bridezilla? Even the first story with no edits, not a bridezilla. Huh? Stop. Stop. Comment number 1. So, do we maybe see why brother's girlfriend would never be invited to a bachelorette party? Not the asshole. I'm super curious about whether B's brother's girlfriend even wanted to go on this bachelorette weekend, or whether it might have been your brother's idea, and that answer changes how much I judge the girlfriend here. If this was your brother's idea, her assholery is super mild. She had vacation time. This is what she wanted to do with it. Your brother set this trip up so she could spend time with you. It's unfortunate that he inserted himself here and ruined both of your weekends. If she made the suggestion herself, then she is wildly assholish. You don't need to sit around at a wine tasting doing crochet, and most importantly, no one with such a sense of etiquette would. It's one thing if you're sitting around the house in those quiet evenings, yes, by all means, relax how you want. But during scheduled events, don't come on the trip if you don't want to participate in things. The worst part is that if she had done one or two things, maybe the wine tastings or the games without the crochet, and had just told you she was shy or quiet or an introvert with a limited social battery, this would have been fine. You would have cared more that she did the one or two things that she crocheted during all of the other things. True. True. Okay, someone said she was actually the one who wanted, or no, OP said she was actually the one who wanted to come. After the invite, she did reach out and say that she was thankful that I invited her because she never had this life experience before, but I think part of her behavior came from the trip not meeting her expectations when she got there. I didn't put this in the post because I didn't want to color people, but she made fun of all of our activities, and I overheard her on the phone. I don't think it was my brother making fun of my party. I didn't confront her because I didn't want it to start a fight. As the bride, I knew my friends would freak out over it. I came off as feeling like she was better than me and my friends. She thought she was better than me and my friends. She made quite a few comments about how we were so young and naive, and even said that she didn't think we'd all be friends in 10 years. What? Edit. Oh, and we also gave her the option to stay home. We didn't force her to come out with us, but she'd insist on going to everything we planned. She just complained and crocheted the entire time. What the hell? What the hell? You guys are young and naive, and you won't even be friends in 10 years. Ew, you're so annoying. And she's 28. She's full grown on adult. She's almost 30, girl. Just because you're 36, that shows a lot about you that you've never been invited to a bachelorette party, girl, at 36 years of age. And it's not because you're shy or an introvert. It's because you're a literal bitch. Why are you a bitch? Why? It's so rude. Don't get yourself invited to something if you're going to be complaining the whole time. And even if you didn't find it fun or anything, you could at least suck it up for a couple days because you're the one who wanted to come. You're the one who made the brother suggest that you should come. So you suck it up and you deal with it. That's what you do. I don't really understand her and what is her logic. She just wanted to come to be a bitch and then show you that she was a bitch because now you guys already aren't close, and now I feel like that's just going to make you never even want to be close to her. Okay, I don't even want to try to ever be your friend because you're rude and you don't deserve my friendship. So rude. Okay, the next story is titled How I Lost a Friendship by Calling Out a Bridezilla, My Bridesmaid Horror Story. Hi everyone, I'm here to share my experience. My longtime friend got engaged and asked me to be her bridesmaid. She's in her early 30s and has been a bridesmaid at several weddings, often complaining about demanding and unfair brides, vowing never to be like them. She even said if I start acting crazy, tell me I'm being a see you next Tuesday. Fast forward a few months and she mentions she's been texting an old fling. She has a history of cheating on her partners, but I hoped that she had moved past that. That was the first red flag. The second red flag appeared when she sat me down to inform me that my ex-girlfriend would also be a bridesmaid and that I should be kind and polite to her. Although my ex and the bride had been friends, they hadn't spoken for 2 to 3 years before the engagement. For background, I dated this ex for less than a year when I was 16, 17, and she was 21. After we broke up, she harassed me at parties, spread rumors about my sexuality, and contacted my family. I've always remained civil, but I resent her for how she treated me. I felt insulted by the bride's insinuation that I might cause trouble, especially since my ex now struggles with alcohol and drugs and is way more likely to cause a scene. Nonetheless, I decided to let it go for the sake of the wedding. The final red flag occurred when we started a group chat with the bridesmaids. One night, the bride shared photos of her wedding shoes, and the maid of honor shared a picture of her baby. I liked and commented on both. The next morning, I woke up to a rude text from the bride instructing me not to like or comment on the maid of honor's baby because she didn't want maid of honor's baby to overshadow her wedding, which was still over a year away. Initially, I thought I'd let it slide and simply respond, okay. Then I remembered all the previous conversations and complaints. In response, I did what she had asked. I told her she was being a see you next Tuesday. She flipped out, criticized me, threw some low blows, and insulted me. At that point, I decided to drop out of the wedding and told her to find another friend and bridesmaid. From what I've heard, they did go through with the wedding. She continues to cheat and still badmouths me whenever she gets a chance. As for me, I'm so thankful I didn't get involved any further. I don't get what makes people become bridezillas. Like, I've never been around a bridezilla before because, I mean, I've been to just a lot of my friends, like, none of my friends are getting married. Like, most of my friends are at the stage in life where I am at, and they are dating people, but, like, we're not ready to get engaged yet. And so the only weddings I've been a part of and been in the bachelorettes for are my two stepsisters. And neither of them were bridezillas at all. Like, yes, were they a little bit mad that I didn't go to their bachelorette parties, which I'm sorry, but I'm sorry for. And like, I do wish that I could have attended. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm sure it would have been fun, but I was in college. I was, I think, 19 or 20 for the first wedding when one of my stepsisters got engaged. And then I think I was just graduating. I think I was just graduating when I was just graduating college, I think, when my other sister got married. Married. The weddings for both of them. I don't know if I said engaged previously to the other sister, but yeah. So I was really young. I was like 19 and then I was 22 for the next one. And I had no money. I had no money to be doing this extravagant stuff, spending $1,000 on going to a bachelorette party. And like, I just couldn't afford it. I wasn't going to fork out that money to go when I couldn't. I literally couldn't. It was genuinely impossible. So, yeah, I wish I could have gone and I wish I would have had the money because now, like, I do have the money and I would love to go and that'd be so fun. But they weren't, they were just like upset, but they weren't like bridezillas about it or crazy about it or anything. They just like talked behind my back a little bit about it and was like, I can't believe she's not coming. But it's like, especially when I was 19, it's crazy to expect that because I had actually $0 to my name. Like the most money I had, and I thought I was rich, is because my grandma would send me $100 a month while I was in college. Because that's what she did with all of her grandkids. Whoever went to college got $100 a month, which God bless her. She's so nice for that because literally I was surviving off of that $100 and a little bit of babysitting. But yeah, so I've never really had to deal with the bridezilla. And right now, Sam she got engaged not that long ago and she's getting married spring of 2026 and I'm a part of her bachelorette. So it's gonna be really fun and I'm really excited for that and I'm like excited to be fully experiencing being a part of a bachelorette as an adult, like a true adult. Obviously I was an adult before, but I'm 26 now. I have a job, I make money, I can like actually pay for things and so I'm not like stressed because I was even stressed when I was buying my dresses for those weddings, my sister's weddings. I was stressed. I was like, $100? That's my whole allowance for the month. I can't afford that. Like, I'm not going to eat this month, I guess, ever. I'm just going to get like water and ice and ramen noodles from the dollar store and like that's all I'm going to eat, I guess. And that felt like millions of dollars to me because I was a struggling college student, God forbid. And yeah, but now it's nice because I'm like, oh, like I'm looking at dresses and I'm like, oh, that's not bad. But like also it's different because for my sister's weddings, we had to get these dresses from David's Bridal and they have very bridesmaidy looking dresses. And it's something that I would never wear before, but like for Sam's wedding, I am like, I can pick out, there's multiple options for me to pick out of, and there was like multiple colors as well that I could pick from. And then I can just like look at these dresses online and then I can buy whatever I think I would maybe wear again. Or like maybe I could get it altered into a shorter dress, but like the other ones were like, I didn't like them. I didn't like them. Sorry. They were both meh. I think bridesmaid dresses, like a lot of bridesmaid dresses are made to like honestly, I feel like they're made to not flatter people because obviously like the bride needs to be the center of attention and I'm not saying this is like a bride's fault or anything, but I'm just saying like I feel like a lot of bridesmaid dresses from like very bridal shops are purposely made to make you look not that good. So that like that gives more attention to the bride. I don't know, does that make sense? But cuz like of course it's your day and you deserve all the attention and all the looks. Like I don't want any attention, but like I still want to look good. I still want to look cute and like beautiful, you know? No one wants to look like shit. But those dresses just made me feel like poopy scoops. Okay, let's read some comments. Someone said you understood the assignment and completed it with distinction. And then someone said you just followed her instructions. Your now ex-friend is a real POS. Ew, she sounds deplorable. Good riddance. Gee. Oh yeah, also the shoes versus the cute baby in the group chat is hilarious. Like texting her saying, don't comment on the baby when she sends pictures because you're going to take away the attention from my wedding. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell gets into these people's minds? What the hell are they getting poisoned with? Because what is this virus that they get when they get engaged and then they like are planning their wedding and they're overtaken with like some type of disease, like the bridezilla disease? I don't really understand what makes them like this because I feel like I've heard so many stories and it seems so common, although I've never truly like experienced it, or I've never really even had like, I don't even think a friend that has experienced it, but maybe they have, I just haven't heard about it. But it's like, what is up your butt for that time when you're planning your wedding and when you're like in your wedding? Like what is stuck up your butt that you're trying to get out for that long? Because what's making you act like such a D-bag, you know? I don't really understand, and I'll never understand, I guess, because I know I'm not going to be like that. Especially because I don't even know if I'm going to have a bachelorette. Like, I don't know if I'm going to have bridesmaids. I want to have a bachelorette, but I don't think I'm going to have bridesmaids. I don't know. Because I want to do something very, like, non-traditional for my wedding. I want to rent an Airbnb where I can, like, have a small wedding in the backyard, but also have, like, a weekend where all my guests can stay at that Airbnb and I'm going to pay for that, you know? And, like, I'll pay for the whole experience. All they have to pay for is, like, the ticket or the drive to get there. But everything else, like, I want to pay for. Yeah, I feel like it would be fun to do that because, I don't know. And then just have a backyard wedding, like a very minimalistic setup, cute little chairs with a little arch and flowers. That's really it. Like, yeah, a wedding cake probably, or just like wedding desserts, or just desserts in general, like bakery items that I can order from like a local bakery or something to like a small business or something. I don't know. But yeah, I want to do something like that because I feel like I want to be able to spend time with like my closest friends and family on that weekend, and I feel like it'd be fun to have a weekend full of like activities that we could do and just like throw the wedding in there, you know? You know? I don't know. But anyways, someone said, did you say or write the words "you're being a see you next Tuesday"? And then Opie said, it's been a few years, but I think the exact text was, you are being a see you next Tuesday. That's funny. Good. She should say that. Like, someone said, sad. Another person knows someone is cheating and won't tell the poor groom. Opie said, sorry, excuse me. I had no proof other than my word. Groom and I were not close nor really vibed at all. And Groom also did know she cheated on every partner before him. I get that. I mean, that's like kind of a hard situation to be in, I feel like, especially because if you have no proof, then it's almost like you're going to start all this drama and then like the groom maybe isn't going to believe you, because that happens a lot. I've been in cases where I've told a girl that their boyfriend is cheating on them and they were just like, they kind of acted like it was a big deal and they were like, thank you so much for telling me, blah, 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 blah. But then like ended up staying with their boyfriend. So it's like, I just made all that drama for nothing. And then like, I feel like I don't know, I feel like I looked kind of bitter because I said something about it when in reality I was just trying to like be a good Samaritan. Okay, we are done with the story time segment. We're going to move on to the advice segment. This question says, hi, I need help with my best friend. We've been best friends for almost 7 years now, and we had our first serious fight. Long story short, we were counting money from our trip and I made a mistake in counting, and she started to put me down aggressively in public, saying that I can't count and all of this stuff. I just said I don't want to talk anymore. Later that day, I texted her that it wasn't okay and I want her to apologize. I also said that it's not a one-time thing, that her jokes sometimes go too far and make me feel bad or stupid. She said that I'm immature, but after talking for a while longer, she actually apologized. I was really relieved and thought that she finally got it, but then she came up with a text. I guess I just don't take myself as seriously, so now I'll be careful. This text was like a punch in the gut, as I felt like it was also an insult, and as I feel she was again trying to compare us. I said that I don't like it, and she said that I can't take a joke and she'll be afraid now of ever saying anything to me. Please help. I don't know if I'm overreacting or if my feelings are valid. What do I do? Um, and it also says I love you, and I love you too as well. Thank you. Love you so much. Okay. I would say, I don't know how old you are. I don't know if that really matters, but 7 years, like when you're younger, and 7 years when you're older, I feel like is different, right? I would say I think that you should. I mean, I don't think that this is something that you should end your friendship over, but I definitely think that it's something that you should stick up for yourself over and be like, "Hey, that's actually not very nice." And I don't think that anyone would really like that, and like just stick up for yourself in a kind manner and just be like how you're doing, how you're saying that you are making me feel bad, you're going too far with your jokes, and like I just don't personally appreciate that, and maybe take a little bit of space from her and just be like, I need a little bit of space. Like, I don't think that you are truly understanding or that you're truly sorry or see where I'm coming from in this situation. I don't really think that you truly get like why it's upsetting and why you shouldn't be making hurtful jokes, especially towards your friends. And so just like, I need a little bit of space, and this doesn't mean we're not friends. I just want to take a second to myself and just like kind of, get a little bit of space. And yeah, I don't think you're overreacting at all. I definitely think that that is something to be upset about. And I would be upset about that too. And I know exactly what you're talking about. I feel like when I was younger, like when obviously, I don't know if you are younger, but I feel like when I was younger, things like this would happen because sometimes my friends would try to impress like boys sometimes when we were hanging out with boys and stuff, and like it would end up being something that would put me down, and like especially if other people laugh at it, then you feel even more stupid and you're just like, oh my god, that's so embarrassing and everyone's laughing at me. Like no one wants to be laughed at, and especially like made fun of or anything, and that's just like the worst feeling, especially from a friend. So I definitely think I've been through something similar before, but now that I'm like, well, I could probably say that even like as a grown up, stuff like this happens sometimes, but it's just a little bit less severe. And I think it means a little bit less, especially because usually like the people that I keep close to me wouldn't do that and wouldn't purposely like make fun of me like that. But if it was like a friend that I'm not super good friends with, then it's like whatever, you kind of just are like, okay, that was stupid. Or I'll just stick up for myself and be like, okay, that was rude. Or I'll be like, I don't know, I'll stick up for myself a little bit if it's like something that I truly think is like really rude that they would say in front of other people, or just like to put me down or whatever. But I don't think that you're overreacting, and I definitely think that you have every right to be upset about that and should take a little bit of space from this friend, and maybe that will get them thinking as well, help them understand why it's upsetting and why they wouldn't like that either, because usually that's what needs to happen, is like someone just needs to take a step back and like have empathy and understand why this would upset someone. Usually when you take a little bit of time to process it and you're like, okay, if that happened to me, like I actually wouldn't like that. Or if she was making fun of me aggressively and did something to put me down, or said something I was like insecure about and it made me feel bad, I wouldn't like that either. And usually that helps a little bit. But yeah, hope that helps. I am currently so tired, dude. I literally, okay, I told you guys I've not been drinking caffeine. It's honestly, how long has it been? I think it's almost been a week now since I haven't been drinking caffeine. Like, okay, I won't lie and say that I haven't been drinking caffeine. I've been drinking like little amounts of caffeine. So typically I would drink like 2 coffees a day with caffeine. So that's 4 espresso shots. And then like sometimes I would have a Coke Zero on top of that or a matcha latte on top of that, which also has caffeine. They have less caffeine, but to like add that all on to 4 espresso shots is crazy. And I just was like even more tired. But now I think I'm like regular tired, but it makes sense because I'm not drinking caffeine and I feel like my body's kind of adjusting to not having caffeine to wake me up. And I'm going to keep doing this for as long as possible because I've just been having decaf lattes, which is just as yummy, like it tastes just as good, but it doesn't give me that like addictive feeling because truly coffee, when I drink caffeine, it does give me this sense of like I was like addicted to it. So I do think that it's good to like take a break, but I do think that on the weekends I'll drink it sometimes. Like I'll drink a regular latte and then hopefully I'll notice the actual effects of the caffeine and that will like help me cuz usually on the weekends I'm more tired than I am on the weekdays. And I think I've definitely been better about it, but I'm also waking up a lot earlier and I'm probably adjusting to that as well because we've been waking up for the past like 2 weeks. We've been getting up and watching shows in the morning because it's just so much better than getting up and my boyfriend's rushing to get ready for work and I'm getting up and just working right away. After he leaves, I just like go into my office and work. And I feel like it's just better because we get to like spend some time in the morning. We get to eat our breakfast together. We get to drink coffee together and we get to watch a show together and just like relax on the couch. And then I feel so much more awake. But some of the days it's like 6:30, and some of the days it's like 7:30. And typically we're used to waking up at like 8:15, 8:30. So that's definitely something I think my body's adjusting to. But yeah, it's almost also been 75 days since I've been doing my like calorie deficit and like healthy lifestyle changes. Obviously, I'm still going to continue, and I think this was like a good way. And I knew that this would help me create better habits. In the beginning, it was like really hard because I'm like, oh, I just want to eat something unhealthy. I can't wait for day 75 when I can just eat whatever I want. But now that it's like further into 75 days, I'm more thinking like, oh, I'm going to incorporate this into my life. I'm going to do more of like an 80-20 though, because I've definitely been going a lot more hard and more rigid and like strict for the 75 days. Not like super strict. I have given myself a couple like cheat days and like drinking days as well because I just think that's like healthy. I don't really think it's healthy to fully be like so strict for that long, especially as for someone that has like eating disorder history. And so I am excited because once 75 days is up, I'm going to give myself like cheat meals each week. And I'm going to go back to like a regular calorie deficit. That's more of a maintenance calorie deficit and less of like I'm trying to lose weight because I have lost 10 pounds now. So that's good. And also, my gym opens tomorrow. Finally, we signed up for it in October. In October? Oh my God. Was it October? I don't know. That sounds like a really long time ago, but I'm pretty sure it was October we signed up for this gym. And it finally opens tomorrow. And it has like all these nice, what is it called? I can't remember, but amenities. Has all these nice amenities. And so there's like red light sauna, which I'm going to be in for 5 hours a day to help my aging process slow down. Because red light helps with aging. I'm pretty sure I looked it up. And then there's like massage chairs. There's a bunch of like recovery stuff and cold plunges, which is good for your mental health. And I'm going to be doing that. And then there's like a hot tub as well, a hot plunge or whatever. So I'm going to do like a 30-minute workout. I'm going to just do like a little bit of weights, a little bit of cardio. And then I'm going to go in the recovery room and just like me and Sam. Also, Sam has a membership as well. So it's going to be us and we're just going to like, it's going to be nice because I feel like it's going to be like a spa. Probably not, but I feel like that because it's a cold plunge and then there's like saunas and stuff. Like that's nice. I mean, it's obviously not spa vibes. It's a gym, but still. But yeah, I'm excited to get back into working out, especially because whenever I work out, I definitely like feel it. I feel it in my energy levels. I feel it in like my mental health, which my mental health is really fine. And I like really, but when I work out, I get even like happier, which is nice because it just helps a lot. And then I get more energy and I just feel like better and more productive when I work out. It's just good. It's a nice time. And yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Can't slow down, baby. I like that song. I just heard that song today. Not for the first time, but I heard it on a commercial and I was like, oh, I like this. This is cute. Um, what else is happening? I kind of want to talk about like stuff that's happening in life, like pop culture and stuff, because there's always crazy stuff. Oh my God. Wait, also, I had a midlife crisis this morning because I was actually so stressed. Because when I was on TikTok this morning, which I know I shouldn't start my day with TikTok, but after Jack left, I was scrolling TikTok and I was just seeing all like, I follow this news guy and he reports on news, like actual facts that are happening. And he was talking about how the Trump tariffs are making the stock market free fall and it's just plummeting. And I have a good amount of money invested in stocks and as well as like a Roth IRA, which is also stocks, but it's like not taxed. So I have two. I have two different things. And I'm like scared. And I was talking to my boyfriend because I'm like, am I gonna lose all my money? I'm literally gonna lose all my money or what? Because I was stressed. I was like, are you kidding me? And then he was like, it's fine. But then I was like, yeah, but I'm not even just stressed for myself. I'm stressed for other people. People that are trying to retire right now, which is a lot of people. My parents want to retire soon, but like if their 401s tank, what are they going to do? And just like everyone else who probably has money invested or just even my age who are just like struggling. I don't know. I'm like, what the hell is going on? What the actual hell? It's stressing me out. And then I saw these old videos of JD Vance like talking about how he hates Trump and how he used to like hate Trump and which mind you, Trump I'm never going to say Trump it was good, but he used to not be as bad as he is now. Like I genuinely feel like I've never liked him, but he's fully losing his mind now. The last presidency, I still didn't like him. I was absolutely like anti goodbye. But I feel like it's 10 times worse this presidency. I don't know if anyone else feels like that, but it's like impending doom this presidency and it's like when what is the world going to explode now? Like for the love of God. So, I don't know. I'm a little stressed. Like he used to be more regular. He definitely wasn't regular. Do you know what I mean? Like he was not. He was definitely like way more of like a radical Republican and he wasn't good by any means or by any sense of the word. But it's just 20 times worse now. It's so much worse now. And I feel like I don't know why that is. I don't know what got into his head. I don't know what parasite is leeching onto that brain of his, if he even has one. But something's going on and it's not good. Not good up there. I would love to see what's happening up there because, especially the meeting he had with the guy. I can't remember what it's called in Ukraine, and I'm so sorry. But is it Prime Minister? Oh my God, I'm so dumb. Sorry. He's the president of Ukraine. I don't know why I thought Prime Minister. Why did I think Prime Minister? I don't know. Maybe because I heard someone talking about Canada and their Prime Minister today. I don't know, but I didn't know they had a president, actually. I thought that it would be something. I thought it would be something else. I don't know. But the meeting that Trump and the other guys had with him, and they're like clowning on him for not dressing up in a suit because he's making a statement because his country is at war. Like, why are these guys such assholes? It's almost like a fraternity. Like, they're bullying or they're hazing this poor guy who's just trying to figure out, like, how to help his country. And they're being so rude on national television. And it's crazy. And he's like, don't you, don't you even. I don't even know what he was saying, but he was like he was getting so defensive. And it's like, calm down. Calm down. You don't have to get so defensive over everything. I promise you. And just like have a civil conversation and just be a regular human being. You are not the king of the world, I promise you. But he genuinely thinks that he is, and it's kind of scary. But, anyways, I'm not a political podcast. I just need to tell you guys that I was stressed, and if you're stressed as well, and not even just about this, like obviously this is such a small minuscule thing, the tariffs and all of that, like there's so much more going on in the world, and don't even think that I forgot about that, because I didn't. I stress about it every single day, and it's truly a scary thing, like with everything that's going on. And I'm not even going to list it because I don't want to stress you guys out, because there's just a lot going on, and it's all because of this man. So if you're stressed, I'm sorry if I just stressed you out even more. I'm really sorry, but we're in this together, and I'm so sorry, and I love you guys, and yeah, I hope that everything's gonna be okay, but obviously I don't know anything. I'm just a girl who reads Reddit stories on YouTube, and I just am going to hope and put out positive vibes into the world and pray, and just hopefully I want to be able to do as much as I can, but like I don't really know what I could even do. Like I just feel like so small and minuscule, because what can I even do? You know what I mean? Like what can I do about this? I'm nothing. I'm nobody. I'm just a small little tiny little bug on this earth, you know? Okay. Anyways, I love you guys, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. Please let me know your thoughts. If you ever want to listen on Spotify, the link is in the description below. Please rate me 5 stars on there. I actually did get a couple more reviews on there, and I was really happy because it made my rating go up. So thank you so much. If you could just help me, because it was like kind of low the other day, and I think it only went up like 0.1, but that's still better than nothing, and I really appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate everything you do for me, and I appreciate all the support that you guys give me. I genuinely don't think that it goes unnoticed, because it never does. Okay? I love you guys, and I'll talk to you in the next episode. Bye. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.